test 1, 2. Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for being at our confirmation orientation this evening. I could do like a God is good, bless you, all the time, God is good. I would like to ask that you sit near whoever you came with. And I know some of you may have come with friends, but you need to be near a parental unit. So, fruit basket upset, right now, ready, set, go. Get so that you are close by. You need to be able to reach out and touch each other. So, can you come? So there will be a point where you need to be able to have some conversation with each other. So I'm still gonna, why don't you, go ahead and do it for right now. I know, you love the front row. It's so awesome. Okay, so you've been doing some of these things. Hopefully, if you have any payments, my envelopes are all gone, so if you have cash, use an envelope in the pew. If you have a check, it's not a big deal, then I know it's just the cash I can't identify. So, just know that those envelopes are gone where it says use envelopes provided. So, okay, first off, we are going to do a little bit of a welcome activity here. So, we are going to see what sort of things we have in common with each other, and we'll also see some things, as you notice commons, you'll notice some things where you are a little bit different. So, first of all, I want you to stand up if your child this is your oldest first child in confirmation. Okay, now stay standing if this is their first year. Stay standing only if it's it's their first year confirmation. So there's some people to identify, okay? Look at each other like this is your oldest child and they're starting confirmation. That's a pretty big deal. Thank you for standing up and being vulnerable. I'll make the parents do some things first. You can sit down. Stand up if this is your youngest child in confirmation that you're with this year. Now, stay standing if this is their first year of confirmation. Everybody else sit down. Okay, so you are starting the journey with your youngest child, and it is weird if you've had older children go through this process and your youngest is starting. I know it's a strange feeling. How about stand up if... Now we're going to switch to youth. Stand up if this is your third year in confirmation here at Light of Christ. You're old people, you're cute. Now stand up stay standing, ninth graders. Stand up if you are a ninth grader. I know some of you are just new and starting, so thank you for stand up all ninth graders. Way to go. So these are our oldest youth that are in the program here on Wednesday nights. You can sit down. Confirmation goes through typically the sophomore year, but ninth graders are the only ones that are in the building. The sophomores are doing a mentor program, and so they're not on site every Wednesday. Stand up if this is your second year of confirmation. If you are in 8th grade. Nice. So you've had 1 year under your belt and you have some expertise to provide for those that are a year younger, but it's still a little bit new, right? Like it's only your second year. Okay, you can sit down. How about 7th graders? First year in confirmation. Awesome. Thank you, 7th graders. We're so excited that you are here, and we're really thrilled to start this journey with each and every single one of you. Okay, you can sit down. So, one of the things that I would stand up for is that this is the first year that in 6 or 7 years that I'm leading confirmation without a child in the room, which is sort of strange for me, right? I've been doing youth ministry, so my name is Kirsten, if I haven't met you. I've been doing youth and or children's ministry for over 25 years now. I have had my own kids in all of my ministries, which I was not sure quite what that would be like because my dad is a pastor and my mom was a teacher. And as the youngest of 3, I did just about everything I could to get out of the limelight and not be noticed as like with parents in public figure or jobs that were very public. So it was really interesting for me as I decided what age to work with, where my kids were, if you're a teacher or you work in a profession where your kids maybe are known because of you, it's a tricky thing sometimes to know how to play that out, right? So I have Ben is a sophomore at Gustavus this year, so he's in his 2nd year of college, and then we have Alex is a sophomore in high school, and our Drew is this guy here, and he was born 7 years ago. He's a 2nd grader in Delano this year. And so my question for you is, why do we normally in the Lutheran Church, we are called the ELCA, Evangelical Lutheran Church of America, why do we normally baptize little bitty babies that we can hold in our arms? This is something we do every single year. So I want you to think about that for a second. Now turn to the person that you came with. This is why I had you move. Share an idea of why you think it is, or if you know, why do we baptize little bitty babies? Okay, I'm going to call you back in 30 seconds, so finish up your thoughts. Oh, Mike Boyack, I found it. Never mind. Tell your dad I found my water bottle. Sorry. Okay, so why do we normally baptize infants? And that means that there are times that we don't, right? If we say we normally don't baptize infants, it means that there are exceptions to that rule, right? But normally, we baptize a little bit of bitty baby. Why? Anybody want to be bold and share an idea that they had? Or that they, yeah, thanks. Okay, so that leads to what I'm going to get to in just a minute is why we're confirmation, right? But yeah, okay, Pastor Tim's going to.
I think it's because the pastor's not strong enough to pick up teenagers and dump them in the water.
I would argue that actually, Pastor Tim. I think you could probably swing them like a kettlebell. Don't you do kettlebells? And, it'd be quite a sight. No, but there are churches that baptize on a regular basis grown adults, right? Or when you are able to decide and choose. So, the reason in our Lutheran faith that we normally baptize babies is because it's not about what that child is doing. That child can't earn or deserve or do anything to try to get God's love, right? They can't do enough good works. They can't do enough worship notes and service hours to deserve baptism, right? They can't earn it. There's nothing they can, what are they doing at this age? They're eating, sleeping, pooping, crying, All things that, they are fully reliant on other people to help them grow and live and thrive. So that is the key to why we baptize infants, because it's not about what that baby is doing in baptism. It's about what God is doing and did do through Jesus on the cross, the forgiveness of sins, the gift of grace. That's all about God. So it's not about the decision of the baby. It's about God deciding and choosing the child, right? And so if we do that, if we baptize when we're really little, that's why we come back and teach in confirmation and say, okay, but now, why do you want to be here? What do you know about your faith? What do you believe about God? Because the baby can't answer those questions. And so confirmation is an affirmation. It's affirming the promises made in baptism. Now, it sort of also turns out to be like our youth group for this age group, right? Because it's the bulk of what we have for 7th, 8th, and 9th grade. We do some other fun things. But really it is, in the whole process of it, it's affirming the promises that were made in your baptism. So then you're like, well, crud, what if I'm not baptized? Don't sweat, it's okay. Some of you haven't, it's not a big deal. You are welcome here, we are glad you're here. It's okay to be baptized at any age, right? And we're actually offering, and you'll see that on the sheet, info session about baptism for anybody that maybe wants some more information. But you can be baptized during confirmation and still affirm the promises made in your baptism and be confirmed later. But to be confirmed, you're baptized first, right? Because it's all that you're promising to grow in your faith and learn the prayer and the Apostles' Creed and all these different things, right? The 10 Commandments, and then to raise you in the church to read the Bible. And that's what your parents are doing right now, is fulfilling the baptismal promises and helping you to grow in your faith so that when you grow up, you can say, I am choosing to believe, to follow God, to be a disciple. So, maybe. What do you think about that?
So that's me back when I had hair. That obviously is not Josiah, because I've not had hair that recently. However, that is actually a picture of the shock ball. So I'm Pastor Tim Wheatley. Thank you very much for coming. It is actually the job of the parents to take care of these things, because that's what you said during baptism. We're going to take them, teach them about the faith, all of that. The church loves to help you out and do this with you. We're going to try to have them learn things, talk to them about faith, and do that. But in the end, the parents, according to the Pew Research studies, are the number one faith factor in their life. Pastors are paid for this. We go to seminary for this. We pray about this all the time. And we are number 7. Right? I made the top 10. I feel good about that. I want to make a difference.
So you're number 7 on the list?
Number 7 on the list, according to Pew Research, is your pastor. There are 6 people above me, including parents, sponsors, uncles and aunts, best friends. Then sometime we get down to pastors. But this is very important because, especially with this many kids, we want to partner with you and make sure that we are helping. So if you have questions, concerns, anything else, talk to us about it. If your kid is having struggles with something, either in faith or in other things, you can let us know. We want to be your partners and help you instill faith. Because quite frankly, what you do and how you show your faith is going to make a bigger difference than everything I do. And that's important for you to know, and it's the way God intended it. So, you know that now. Great. We're glad you're here with them, and we're going to help you in every way possible to fulfill those baptismal promises and also to make sure that your kid can learn and grow in faith in all the ways.
And it sort of makes sense, right? Because if you came to church on Sunday morning, that's an hour. If you came to confirmation on Wednesday night, let's say about 2 hours, right? That's 3 hours a week. How many hours are in a week? Somebody do that math. It's a lot. 3 hours is very minimal when it comes to the amount of time that we actually get to see. Now, a retreat weekend or something is different, right? You could argue. But on a standard week, it's 3 hours. So, like, if you practice something only 3 hours a week, and you've got all this other time. Like, this needs to be woven throughout your day all the time, and that's why parents are so crucial. So I want you to pull this out quick. I said hold on to this and not turn this one yet. It's the Purple Covenant. Pastor Tim sort of touched on what we promise, and here's the thing, covenants have been happening for forever and ever and amen, really. You look back in the Bible, a covenant means a promise. And essentially what we're doing is promising to show up and be our best and do our best. Does it mean we're not going to make any mistakes? No, none of us are perfect. And that's why I love the baptism piece, because if it were up to me, I'd be in trouble, right? If it was up to me to make the right choice and not make mistakes, I'd really probably screw it up all the time, each and every single day. But because I know that God's grace and love is there, that it's not fully about me. I do the best I can, but I'm still going to make mistakes. So this is just a way for us to see, like, what is it that we're committing to, that we're trying to make it the best year, right? Now, it's a little bit of preaching to the choir, because we think we have, and we know we have amazing kids. So, but you can see the things that we're going to work on with you at the top, the things that we will be there for. And I hope you really know this, that we are available for discussion, special needs, guidance, support. If you ask me to pray for you, I don't take that lightly. I don't just say, oh, you'll be in my prayers. I have a prayer list. I try to pray every single morning before I even get out of bed. If you have something that you need prayers for, that will be something that I will take time to pray for. And I know from Pastor Tim, in the short time that I've known him since January, he is the same way. So we commit to praying for you all the time, but I'm not praying for you, each and every one of you, by name every single day. But if you have a specific prayer request, please reach out, because that is part of what we are here for, is to support you, and we truly believe in the power of prayer. So, I hope you take us up on that over the years. Don't think, I don't want to burden them. I don't want to reach out because I know they're really busy. Well, yeah, we're busy, but it's partially because we love our people. So please reach out with what you need. So confirmation students, we want you here. We're going to talk about some of this, but worship notes, service hours, the tracking sheet, different things like this. But here, look at this. I should have numbered these instead of bullets so I can say which number. Pray for my confirmation guides and for the other students in my small group. What? We really want you to pray for each. Yeah, we do. We think that your prayer is powerful too. So pray for us. Pray for the other kids in your group as you hear. You're going to find out things during confirmation, ways that someone is struggling, and your prayer is powerful. You're not going to be on your phones here. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Being respectful. Having fun. That is a big piece of what we do here, is having fun together. And that we often use the word fellowship. And then the golden rule of doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. Always treating other people. And so I'm going to come back to the opening prayer in a second. That is a huge piece here. Every single one of you are loved and welcomed, and there is no exceptions to that. You walk in this building, I don't care what has happened at school. I wish it could be this way everywhere. I wish, but this is a place where there is zero tolerance for any unkindness, any joking around that might hurt someone's feelings, even if we think it's just silly. But here's the other piece about it, is you've got to talk with us, because we're not in every space all the time. So, but you need to know also that it's not just about us standing up for what's right. The best thing that you can do as peers is stand up for each other, okay? So I want you to know that this is always a place where you can come, you are known, you are loved, and you are welcomed, okay? Parents, back to this real quick. We need your help, because if your kids aren't here, they're not going to get stuff out of it. You're also going to help them with their keeping track of stuff and working to complete things. It's not about checking boxes. The reason we do this is because we know that the more ways that you serve and the more times that you worship together as a family, the more you're going to grow in your faith. Does that look one certain way? No, we kind of give you some guidelines, but it's really up to you. You're going to get out of it what you put into it, right? We'll talk about some of these other things later, but I want you to just really notice what's on here, okay? So I'm going to go back just for a second because I skipped over my opening prayer. So let's take a moment to pause and pray. Creator God, as we start a new year, we're mindful that there's a lot of different emotions around what it is to start a new program. We ask that you walk with us, that you are within us to give us some peace, but also surrounding us through friends and family, that we feel your presence beside us as we walk through the days, that we can sort of notice the ways that you show up, whether it's the smile of a friend or maybe just even noticing something in nature. Sometimes it's really hard to know where you're at, and we question at times whether you're real, because it's not like we can sit and talk with you in a person form, and yet we know that you are present and you are God, and it's hard to understand sometimes, but that's all the reason why we're here, that we are learning and asking those tough questions and trying to figure out who you are and who we're supposed to be in the world and why we're important. But we know most of all that each and every one of these students are beloved children of God, and we ask that you remind them that, help them to feel that every single day, and to be affirmed in this place and also their homes. Bless us and guide us as we start this confirmation year, and help us to just walk with you each day. In your name we pray. Amen. So a couple other key components of confirmation. So we're here for your faith formation. That means that we're growing in our faith. We are here for fellowship, which is the fun piece that I talked about, but also worship and service. And so we talked about that one. Guides, I would like you to stand up, please, if you are helping as a confirmation guide. Wow, 4 in one row. Let's thank them. You're going to hear this again later, too. You can sit down. But we truly could not do this without you. It is impossible to have this ministry run every single Wednesday night with 70 kids without these other loving adults, because we want each and every one of these adults to be able to have caring conversations with these kids. That's one of the most important things they do. Then a key cornerstone, I would say, of our confirmation is asking faith questions. Much different from when I was growing up, and it was like you don't question anything, or very little. If I did, it was never in church, it was at home. I would listen and I wouldn't say a thing. It was like you couldn't challenge, or it's very different, the way we do confirmation now. We encourage your questions. In fact, we encourage them so much that we lift them up on Wednesday nights and talk about them in our large group. We really want you to ask tough faith questions. We truly believe that that is how you're going to grow in your faith. And then, like I said before, we don't have telepathy, so if there's something going on, if your kid gets in the car and you can tell that they are defeated or deflated instead of excited, we need to know, because we can't fix everything. We're not here to make everybody happy necessarily, but we will do our best to make sure your child has a really good confirmation experience. Sometimes things are out of our control, and we have to think about the group as a whole, and we can't do things to fix just for one, but there are a lot of times that we can do something about it if you give feedback, if you call us and talk to us, okay? Okay, so we're going to dive into some specifics. If you would pull out of your folder your calendar. Okay, so specifics. This printed calendar, there's also an online Google Calendar. I do the best I can with technology. I am not a digital native. I don't know if you know what that means, but it means that I was not born with all the technology that you have. I am 47 years old. I do the best I can, and there's a lot that we do that's real great, but if you have a real tech side and you want to help us with things, I've had people say to me before, this doesn't work for my phone, and I'm like, I'm so sorry. So this is one thing that we do to try to do an online calendar. If you would like to help us improve that in any way and you have skills to do that, I welcome you to come and talk with me. But we do have an online Google Calendar that you can subscribe to. You've gotten a link to it. Every single week, you don't need to stress a whole lot about what's going on this week because you will get an update every single week. What I encourage you to do is read the whole thing in the beginning as best you can. I know you get a lot of email. Week after week, I will put the most important stuff up at the top. So where we're starting that night, like sometimes we'll be outside, sometimes we'll be inside, sometimes there's really important specific details about where you're dropping off if we're doing service events off-site, stuff like that, okay? A typical Wednesday night, Slice is an optional pizza supper. That's the yellow sheet that you've been working on. I would like you all to turn that in just so I have an idea what we're expecting for numbers. That starts at 5:45 and then goes until 6:15. We will start confirmation at 6:15, whether outside or inside, but at 6:15 every week is when we're kicking off. Now, when you come into this space, you are going to be in the same location with your whole grade. You do not need to sit by group. This year we've made that change that you get the small group time is only 20 to 25 minutes of the night, right? It's a good portion of it and it's important, but you get a lot of time with all your friends in your grade, and one of those times is here in the sanctuary. So 9th grade is going to sit here again in the same place that they have before. I'm going to have the 7th grade up in this general area, and I'll have signs up for our first night, and then 8th grade is going to sit behind them, and I might do 8th on both sides. We'll see, just to even it out. So you'll sit in the same location. We ask our guides to kind of be close by, mix in to help with reminders for paying attention and stuff like that. But that is a typical Wednesday night. We will sit with your grade. When we're doing large group in here, that's what you do. Now, every single week, there are 2 different kinds of buckets. The guides will come and pick up their specific bucket with their names, and it will have some supplies for them. And then sometimes there is just a specific phone bucket. So when you come, your devices will go into a bucket for the night so that they're not a distraction for you. There might be times that we use a mobile device for something, but it's going to be very specific, and then you'll be asked to get it out, okay? There are 2 family matters this year. Last year we did not have these because we were in pastoral transition, and I wasn't quite sure how everything was going to happen. So this year we have, if you look, they're in green, November 19th and also May 6th are the plan right now. I will let you know if any of this changes, but right now what I'm working on for the 19th is a Teens and Technology evening. And so these are open for the entire congregation community, but they are required for you as confirmation families. And what that is a night when parents and kids come together, and you'll do this sort of thing where you sit near each other with friends but with a parent nearby, and we are carving out some time for an important issue that is not fully it's not like we're going to be doing the Bible stuff that we do on a regular Wednesday night, but it's a topic that's important to kids and teens and that we want to carve out some time for you to learn and talk about. Some specific dates for you. Next week is our small group night. We're going to talk with the guides about this later, but 7th and 9th grade is going to be here for sure at Light of Christ because it's 7th grade's first night together as a grade. You will find out your groups 7th grade next week. We've had a few more kids sign up, and so this is exactly why I don't announce them the first evening, because then I would have to change them and you would all be disappointed. So it's better to wait a week than to be really angry at me. 9th grade, we are going to, I'll come back to that. 9th grade, you got some special tasks next week. 8th grade, we are going to talk to the guides this evening and make a decision about, so wait to hear, if you have an 8th grader, wait to hear where if they will be here at church or off-site, okay? Then on the 24th, we have Feed My Starving Children. The sign-up has already gone out for that. We do need parent drivers that will also stay and volunteer. It's a really fun night down in Chanhassen. Every single year proves to be a lot of fun. I do realize that this is a later evening. We don't get back until 9:15 or 9:30. So if you opt out, that is up to you. You are not like, we sort of expect confirmation kids to attend, but if you have this sort of day where you have to be up the next morning by super early and you just need to get to bed earlier than that, that is fine. You can send me an email and just let me know. Then on October 1st, we're doing, just like we did last year, our Walk a Mile for Mental Health. And so that is here before confirmation at 5 o'clock. We'll meet here in the sanctuary and then walk a mile down County Line Road in awareness of Mental Health Month and just how important it is to break the stigmas around mental health. And then it's also our first WOW. What is WOW?
Wow, he's going to be worshiping on Wednesdays.
So we're going to, let's see, is that, oh, no, back up. I don't know, that's coming up. It's coming up in my new stuff, so now you're just going to have to sit and be like, what's WOW? So also on your schedule is a confirmation retreat. We are going back again to WAPO, October 24th through the 26th. You will get a sign up for this soon. Instead of paying online WAPO this year, we are going to, it's a different sort of a retreat sign up where we have general spots. You have to sign like the waiver and photo release thing and tell about food, allergies, stuff like that. But then you actually are going to pay Light of Christ and we give them one lump sum. So I've had some information out about that already, but I'll send you the link soon. And we do need adults for that. So I understand it's a 2-night, it's a full weekend commitment. I promise you will not regret it if you come. It is such a fun weekend. We do need both male and female leaders because we have, but we need to provide about a 1-to-7 ratio. And we do require this for our 7th through 9th grade youth. Again, we know that there are some things that are unavoidable, but part of why we do that is because we know how important these things are. I'll let you read about it more on the sheet where it says like exciting events that are happening here, okay? Youth, stand up if you're excited to go back to WAPO this year. Yes, yeah. You get on your, it was a lot of fun last year. We had a blast. Don't miss it. Yeah, so it's your chance to stretch. Okay, so it's a really fun weekend. Just make sure that you prioritize and try to get there. So I'm going to let Pastor Tim talk about some content for our, like what our curriculum content is for 7th and 8th.
So we are doing something a little bit different than we did last year. Apparently we've done it in the past. I don't know, I wasn't here. And for some graders, you might not have been here either. So the 7th and 8th,
there's people, there might be someone online. So I know you can hear them, but if they're online, they can't. Yep.
So we are going to have the 7th and 8th graders do the same curriculum, and we are talking about the story of the Bibles. The stories of the Bible. Yeah, perfect. It is very important that we understand the biblical story, but people don't need to know the biblical story just because you need to memorize it, right? I don't know if any of you played Bible baseball. Any adults? Where you basically memorized a whole bunch of facts and then you were just quizzed on them. I was really good at Bible baseball. It's not why I'm a pastor, but I was really good at it because I was great at memorizing things. Also great at social study trivia. It was wonderful. But where I really connected with faith is when I realized that these stories were trying to tell us something about the real world and how God interacts and who God is and how that relates to our life. So every week, we're going to be telling them, having a moral question, a question about life. What would you do here? And every week, they'll talk about how the Bible stories might relate to something in their lives. Because mostly, I want our kids to know, learn, and grow in how to live as a Christian and not be able to repeat in Bible baseball how many wives Solomon had, right? Not as important. It was a lot. So, this means that if you, as the parent, want to ask them, hey, what did you talk about? That'd be amazing. In fact, we're hoping to put that out somewhere so you could actually know the moral question we were wrestling with and also the story that we talked about. So know that that's what we're attempting to do this year. We'll be going through the Old Testament, but always talk about something involved in today. And then the 9th graders are going to go on, and you get to talk about that.
Yeah, so Pastor Tim wrote the curriculum for 7th and 8th grade this year, and we will do some swapping, but we typically are going to be in the roles where Pastor Tim teaches 7 and 8, and I am leading 9th grade. So 9th grade we are doing we're similar but different in the sense that we are doing some more off-site things this year. We're going to talk about this more when we do a quick breakout in a few minutes. So you're also going to get some more leadership roles because we think you are a leadership class. So here's where the new things are for this year, where we get to talk about WOW. So this is, I think, your slide as well.
I don't know, it doesn't say it's my slide. Oh. No, that's great. So Lent, mentoring. We are doing the 8th and 9th grader mentors because it is very important, not only that you parents are on that list of important people, but studies show that if they have a couple caring adults who connect to them, talk to them, and care for them, they do much better in life, which is not surprising. A lot of these studies aren't, but it is the case. So we want all of our youth to connect to someone else, Christian, trusted, in this area or somewhere else, and have them for 8th grade, meeting with them at least 3 times during Lent. 9th grade, meeting with them at least 3 times during Lent, and then also during the summer from 9th to 10th grade to sort of establish that connection and let them grow in faith with another person who cares about them. We are also trying something. If you were here last year, you might remember that we tried that Wednesday night service, and I tried to preach and teach at the same time, and I didn't like it. So we are adapting that. We try something, we see the bumps, and we say, let's change it a bit. We are going to be worshiping together with a full worship service, meaning communion, meaning prayers, meaning some songs, everything on the first Wednesday of the month, except for April because that's Holy Week, and I'm not going to do another service in Holy Week. But every other time, it'll be the first Wednesday of the month. It'll be 45 minutes. We will include the opening as worship. So parents, you can all join us for this. It is a full service. It will be teaching, not preaching. There's a difference in my head, maybe not in yours. You might even like teaching better than preaching, in which case come to those and skip Sunday. But that will be happening, and most importantly, it's going to be led by the youth, except for the teaching part, I still get to do that. And so we are going to have the 9th graders and high schoolers really take the lead, but 7th and 8th graders can get involved. All are welcome, but it's confirmation, large group for those nights. And then the high school youth on Wednesday, so I think you're doing that
one. So one quick thing about mentoring. We have typically in past said that mentors can be a family member. We are making the change and stressing how important it is to have adults other than your parents, like 2 to 3 adults other than parents in your life. And so we are asking you to find mentors that are involved in our congregation here. If you need help with that, we will absolutely help. But we know that we have plenty of loving, trusted adults in this congregation that can be fabulous mentors. So 7th graders during Lent, you're going to do the Cross Project that we started last year, that 8th graders and 9th graders, that are current 8th and 9th grade this year, did last year. So we'll do that every 7th grade. And then 8th and 9th grade mentoring then will start during the 8th grade year. So start thinking about who you want to ask as a mentor, or if you're newer to the congregation, we can absolutely help, or if you just need some ideas. So high school youth on Wednesdays, like we said, they're going to be helping with the WOW, those first Wednesday of the month worships. They're also helping as junior guides, but the more and more we have them in the building, we are going to have some Bible study and discussion for them. So if you have a high schooler, talk with them about how they would like to connect, and I will be in touch with them over this next week. They are meeting with us next Wednesday, the 17th, to plan our first worship service, and then we're really hoping that they will have fellowship here on Wednesday nights as well. Okay, so mission trip, that's another thing that is a little bit new. Last year, we did our very first 7th and 8th grade trip. It was absolutely fabulous. We really want to repeat it, but here's the thing I know. Our high school trip this year is an international trip. It is a lot more planning, details, logistics, organizing. So in order for this trip to happen this year, I am asking that we have at least one, if not two, adults that would help me plan and organize it. The other change about it is that it's not just going to be 7th and 8th grade. We are opening it up to 9th. We are allowing the 9th graders to choose between what we are going to call like the confirmation trip or the 9th through 12th grade high school trip. We're going to ask that you choose one or the other because we just know that if we had all of the 9th graders attend both the trips, we'd be in a little bit of trouble number-wise. So I'm still working on lots of details, but if you are interested in any way, parents, as being someone that would help me with this trip, it's going to be in St. Paul again, staying at the same congregation, local service in the Minneapolis-St. Paul areas. I figured we'd open this one up to 9th grade as well this year because if there is a 9th grader that doesn't feel comfortable going on an international trip for their first trip or their 9th grade year, then we are allowing them to choose one or the other, okay? So now I'd like you to pull out your blue sheet. This one here. We're going to do this uber fast because in order to get you out of here in 15 minutes and we're still doing a breakout, this is going to be a miracle if this happens. So we need you here. If you miss a night, you can make it up at home. You are in charge of your confirmation experience. If you flip on the back, this is where you keep track of all these things that we are thinking about. Your worship notes, service hours. 7th or 8th and 9th graders, I know you got one of these last year. If you have misplaced it, or I just put it on every single one of them. It's just easier than not putting it in 8th and 9th grade folders. If you have another one, you do not need to change to this one. The only thing that I've added is the Lent piece at the bottom, so you can write that on your sheet. Essentially what happens is you keep this somewhere safe for the next 3 years. Put it on your bookshelf, put it in your Bible, I don't care. And you are in charge of your confirmation experience and making sure you get the most out of it. Essentially, that's what this is about. So you record on here, and then when you come and meet with Pastor Tim and I before you're about to be confirmed, you bring this with you, and we have a conversation about it. So 15 worship notes a year, it's not a magic number. It's just it arbitrarily chosen as a number that, I mean, there's 52 weeks a year plus lots of extra worship services. 15 is a very easy number to hit. If you don't hear me say, well, I hope you hear lots of things, but this is a very important thing. If you don't do anything else as a confirmation family, this is something that I pray that you will do. That you will begin, if you're not already, having faith conversations, whether it's in the car or around the dinner table before you go to bed at night. Find a connecting point where you say to your kid, where did you see God today? What was tough for you today? What's your biggest doubt in your faith right now? If you can do that with your child and start having honest conversations, I guarantee that that is going to make your confirmation experience better than if you don't. Driving my son to college the very first time, I asked him, what do you think? It was just him and I in the car. The truck had all the other stuff behind it. Dad was driving, and we're heading down and I said to him, what do you think has prepared you for this day? And he said, I think it was mission trips and camp. And it was a realization to me that, we need to be intersecting as much as we can, but we also need other people in their lives to help them grow in their faith and give them opportunities to get away from home and grow. But we also need to be having these conversations with our kids because someday they're going to go off and you want them to be asking these questions when you're not around, right? Wondering about God and growing in their faith. So start it now. It's never too late. It's never too early. Just try to have these family conversations. 3 worship notes during Lent, and then some of you have worship notes in your folder that I returned to you, so make sure you look for those, okay? You do get them back because we answer your questions on your worship notes. We write down and give you a response. Okay, service hours, 12 a year, it's about 1 a month. You can't be paid or receive credit for these through another organization. And then, again, you're in charge of keeping track of all this. So what I would like you to do is read this more at home, or have your kid read it to you on the drive home. Read those specifics. You can read about the new stuff at the top. And then just make sure you understand the worship notes and service hours, especially 7th and 8th grade, okay, or 7th grade, because this is your first experience with that. The confirmation covenants, we already talked about a little bit. You're going to do a small group one next week when you meet together. If you ordered a Bible, they are on back order. We will get them early October to mid-October, I think. I think they are going to have, it looks online like it's a second edition now, and it's going to have like either a black or a navy cover. They look really different. So instead of the light blue, they will be darker. Payments can be made either online or dropped in the box here, or use an envelope. And then parents, we really need you between Slice and subbing for your guide or helping with service events. Make sure you get connected. I will do my best to get you hooked up, but it helps me a ton if you reach out and say, I can help with this. I can, let me know when you can help out, okay? So right now we are heading, 7th grade is going to stay here. 8th grade Matska Winiger group, you can see 8th grade groups where you're going. Room 101 is the big one, first one on the left. The library is the little area with the books outside the offices. FH is Fellowship Hall. And then 9th grade, we're going to head to the living room. We literally we're going to do 10 minutes, and then we're going to end very quickly back here with it. So don't leave after this. Come back here. Guides, you need to return in 10 minutes. This is your chance to introduce yourself to parents, do a quick little connect. 8th grade, 9th grade, I'll be talking to you. So 8th grade, you're on your own with your guides.
Yeah,
yes, parents go with the kids. Thank you. Parents and kids together. 7th grade, stay here.
Okay, so 7th graders and parents of 7th graders, you are kind of thrown into Summit. Some of you have had kids through this program for millennia, in which case you have no questions at all. And I'm going to call on you because I actually haven't done a full year of this yet. So if there are questions I can't answer and you've had other kids in the program, say, hey, this is what we do. But otherwise, I'm looking for any questions from the youth or the adults on what's going to happen, what we expect, all of that. Oh, I didn't prepare a long talk, people. Is everything clear, or is it just so confusing that we don't even know the questions we have? I could rant. I could start on any rant. That is my son, Josiah, and that's why he thinks he can just say things like that, because he can, but that's okay. Anyway, are there questions? Are there thoughts we have? Okay. Then let me say a little bit, and I'm improvising all of this, about how important both you are, and then the idea of confirmation is much less about having our youth memorize facts. We all live with a computer in our pocket. And yes, I've done confirmation, and I'd like them all to know the 10 Commandments by heart. That being said, if they don't know that the 8th commandment is, not bearing false witness, okay, and the first commandment is you shall have no other gods before me, then they could always look that up. It's much more important to us that they try to apply this faith, this reality to their lives and be able to connect it that way. And so we're going to have a lot more discussions about, like, what does it mean? Where does faith go? And many of us are Lutherans. One of the nice things about Lutherans is you don't have to agree with everything. There will be some time when you either say, I don't like how Pastor Tim talked about that, or I disagree with that. And you can be very, very Lutheran and still do that. Note that it's great to have those discussions with your kids, with each other, and then move forward on that, because we really do want them to learn what it is to think about, grow in faith, and be ready for the world. Because as you know, people are going to ask them hard questions about their faith. They are going to, at some point, go through tough times, and they're going to say, wait a minute, why do I go through tough times? And if we don't prepare us, all of us, for that, that can be very, very challenging. So we want to have that type of confirmation experience. The reason we have those requirements, of course, are those are the things that we do as Christians. We serve people. We worship God. We study the Bible. We learn together. We get together in fellowship. So everything that we're doing in the program is basically to help model what it means to be Christian. Okay, so that's as much as I can improv right now. Somebody should have something. Can you ask some random question? Nothing? Come on, save me here. Nathan, come on. Something for the trip? No? I don't. What? The moon, yeah. Is the moon made of green cheese? The answer is unfortunately no. It'd be awesome if it were. We would have a lot of mining operations up. Actually, that'd be awful. We'd have mining operations on the moon because it'd be cheap cheese, wouldn't we? I'm kind of glad it's not green cheese. In that case, why don't we, because we don't all know each other, do introductions? You see the easy way I was asking a question. Now you got to speak. Just saying. So what we're going to do is we are going to say, starting over here, and say, for all the youth, you're going to stand up, introduce your parent, and say, hey, this is my parent, and then give their name. I'm sorry, first your name, then your parent's name, and then you're going to say, if you were going to be any animal in the great wide world, what animal you would be. Okay? Stand up, face everyone.
My name is Levy. This is my mom, Sabrina, and if I had to choose, I'd probably be otter.
Nice. River otter, sea otter?
Sea otter.
Sea otter.
So I'm Josiah. This is my dad, the pastor. You might have known him, Tim. If I could be an animal, I would probably choose a type of bear, probably grizzly bear, because nothing eats it, and it swims a lot.
My name's Noah, and this is my mom, Yana. And if I would be any animal, I would be a lizard.
What type of lizard? Oh, that's a cat. Komodo dragon?
Bearded
My name is Yannick, and my mom is named Yana. And if I would be an animal, I would be a turtle.
What type? I just asked that, you don't. Okay, here we go.
I'm Elena. That's my mom, Jenny, and I'd probably be a dog. I don't know why.
What type of dog?
A lab.
My name's Emmy. That's my mom, Becca. And if I were an animal, I would be a dog. I don't know.
You knew that was coming. You want to be a lab too?
Sure.
Sure.
My name's Nora, and that's my mom over there, Leslie. And if I was an animal, I'd want to be a bald eagle.
My name's Ellie, my mom's Crystal, and I would be a tiger shark.
My name's Reagan, and my mom's right there, Belinda. And if I was an animal, I'd be probably a dog.
What type of dog?
Australian Shepherd.
Australian Shepherd. Excellent, excellent.
My name is Jalen, and my mom's over there, Lindsay. And if I'd probably be a dog.
What type of dog?
Golden Retriever.
Nice, nice. I like how we each say dog, even though you know I'm going to ask the type. Right? You know at this point. Go ahead, Joey.
My name is Joey. That is my mom, Steph. And I'll be another dog.
What type of dog?
A Vizsla, because then I get to invade everybody's personal space.
My name's Nathan. My mom's Kim, and I'd be a dog. I'd probably be a chocolate lab.
My name's Griffin. My mom's Emily, and I'd probably be a hawk.
Nice.
My name's Caleb. My mom is Bridget, and I'd probably be some sort of bear.
You know what type of bear? No, okay. A sun bear? They're like this big. Okay.
My name's Riker. My parents are Christy and Kenny. I'd probably be a panda.
Nice.
I'm Carter. My mom is Susie, and I'd probably be a dog, German Shorter Pointer.
Nice. Anyone else? Yeah?
Your name is Ollie. Who am I? No thanks. No thanks?
No thanks. Wow.
I'm Mom Jenny, and what animal do you like? No. Tiger.
Oh, a tiger. Excellent. Excellent.
My name is Olivia, and this is my mom, Rachel. And if I was an animal, I'd be a dolphin.
Ooh, nice.
My name is Jaden, and I'm here with my aunt Tyra, and I would be a cat.
What type of cat?
Orange tabby.
Ooh, nice. And my name's Tim. My father's Edward, and if I could be an animal, I'd be a giant prairie sloth. Yes, they went extinct 5,000 years ago, but they were awesome. So, okay, we've got other people coming back in. We are going to move to the next slide because that was our 10 minutes. Thank you for helping me fill that. And that's why when a teacher asks, do you have any questions, you always think of one because you're like, oh, they'll think of something. So now you are going to talk to either your neighbor or your parent about a person that has been important in your faith journey, why they're important, and what do they do to support you or challenge you. So go ahead, have those conversations. Hello, Ollie. Yeah, you don't have to talk when you don't want to, but thank you for being there. Yeah, it's always good to try, and it's kind of a challenge to do that sometimes, but that's okay. So thank you, Ollie. I'm kind of the same way. You should go talk to Gianna. Do you know this Yana up here? I don't know if you've ever met her, but maybe you want to go talk to her. Is this your keys? Okay. Wait, there's something on it. Okay. I will leave them here, and if they're not gone, we'll do that, because someone will get out of the parking lot and find it. Pastor Tim, I'm not sure I've met you. Oh, in transition. Oh, okay. Like when I was interviewing him? First. Oh. Oh, yeah. Okay. And that day, I don't remember very much at all. So if you were here that day, then even though we've met, I don't remember. Yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah, that was Oh, yeah. Sounds great. It is one of those things where the kids kind of pull up and right? They're like, oh, you know, all the friends here. Prefer Zion, but I guess we'll put up with that. With I'm new to Korea, so I guess I don't even know. Who is that? So you live in town? And what do you do? Nice. That it's just a job that's really secure right now. I keep getting more and more just everything. So, yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
8th and 9th grade, as you're coming back in, this is a quick little discussion question that as we gather,
Glad to have you
you
today.
can also talk about it on the way home.
What does your mentor do? So your mentor will meet with you and talk about faith, and they will care about you, and you will grow to care about them. That's what they do. I guess you can say, yes, your mentor mentors you. That's literally in the definition, right?
Okay, I'm going to quickly pass out forms. Make sure you watch out.
Well, it is
So,
always
get a green
true,
sheet.
But no, you can't define it that way. But it's always a truism, like it can't be.
This is your very last form that you need to complete. So I'd ask that you take just a couple minutes to do that and you can do this. Last question on the way home. So a green form, one per student. Do you have the? Let's see.
I'm sorry, that's not how it works. It's not possible.
Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to ask that you don't write quite yet, so that we can head out at various times when we need to. I'm going to have you pause just for a second. I want you to turn to your parent or your kid who you came with, and if you don't have a parent here, I'd like you to adopt one. Find one nearby. I want you to, parents, I want you to make the sign of the cross on their forehead. And I want you to choose some words to say for a blessing for your child. So it might be, Leslie, child of God, God bless you, keep you safe and healthy. Choose words of blessing for your child, and you can also make the sign of the cross on their hand. However you feel most comfortable.
Okay, because I thought I saw you this a while ago, right?
Now, kids, I want you to look at your parents and do the same thing. So, I never used to have the kids do it to the parents. I always thought it was most important for the parents to do it for the kids, but then once Drew, our 7-year-old, started doing it back to me all the time, I thought, why in the world don't we have kids do this to parents too? Because we need the blessings just as much as they do. So here's the thing about this. Some of you who have been at orientation before, you'll have heard this from me, but as a parent, the two things that I have to let go of are safety and health. There's not a whole lot that I can do when my kids leave my house. I just have to give it up to God, and it's hard. But I really believe in the power of blessing each other. I believe that if not for anything else, it does something within your heart. And your teenager over these coming years is going to grumble and not want it. And yet there's nothing more powerful than being called by name and spoken to in a way that is so life-giving. So you choose the words. What we choose in our house is God bless you, keep you safe and healthy. And I kid you not, every single morning, every single night, it is our ritual, it is our routine, it is the way that we continue to connect and have positive touch. Kids need to have, and parents, a positive interaction with you every single day. I don't let them leave my house without the blessing, even my 6'4" 15-year-old now. And when I dropped Ben off at college, I couldn't do it. It's like they leave for a week and I'll do 7, you know. But I had to just say, God bless you, keep you safe and healthy, now and forever, amen. Like it was, you know, it was sort of this like, and here we are. But I encourage you to find a way to bless each other every single day. Before they go to bed, before they leave the house, whatever works for you. Again, it's never too late. It is not a thing, kids, that is meant to be embarrassing, or I don't do it in public. Sometimes I'll grab the hand and whisper it if we're like walking away, you know what I mean? Something like that. I understand it's sometimes embarrassing to have our parents in public, right? But find ways that you can intersect with faith. Find ways that you can bless each other and pray for each other each and every single day. So thanks for being here tonight. Work on that green sheet a little bit. Guides, we're going to stay in here because we're recording it, so just in case. You are welcome to come and ask questions. I'll bring the form bucket out there. Guides, I'll ask you to come up front, and then God bless you tonight. Have a great, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Thank you for being here.